Welcome. What if we could have a conversation with the greatest minds in history? Today, we are going to find out. In a world where knowledge is a prize to be won and a reputation to be defended, we are taught to seek answers, not questions. We believe that wisdom resides in a collection of facts, in a well-honed argument, or in the certainty of our own convictions. We are so busy building up our own knowledge that we forget the one truth that underpins it all, that true wisdom is born not from knowing, but from admitting that we do not. But what if the most powerful tool in the search for truth is simply the question? What if the greatest teacher is the one who claims to know nothing at all? Our guest today is the man who embodied this paradox, a philosopher who walked the streets of Athens, challenging the powerful and the proud with nothing more than a series of relentless questions, proving that the unexamined life is a life not worth living. Born in Athens in 470 BCE, Socrates was a Greek philosopher who would forever change the course of Western thought. The son of a stonemason and a midwife, he was a physically unprepossessing man with a powerful and penetrating mind. He left no written works of his own. His ideas and teachings are known to us almost entirely through the writings of his students, most notably Plato. His life was spent in public spaces, the agora, the streets, and the gymnasiums, engaging citizens young and old in philosophical discussions. Socrates' method of teaching, known as the Socratic method or elenchus, was a process of cooperative argumentative dialogue between individuals. He would begin by asking a simple question. Then, through a series of follow-up questions, he would expose the contradictions in his interlocutors' beliefs, ultimately leading them to a greater understanding of their own ignorance. This practice made him a figure of both immense admiration and intense controversy, eventually leading to his trial and execution on charges of impiety and corrupting the youth of Athens. Welcome to a dialogue with the man who believed that the true measure of a life is its examination. Our discussion today is a deep exploration of the principles that guided our guest's life and teaching, ideas known to us through the dialogues of Plato, particularly in works like Apology and Euthyphro. Our discussion will revolve around his central arguments that true wisdom is an acknowledgement of one's own ignorance, that virtue and knowledge are one, and that the relentless pursuit of questioning is the only path to a virtuous and happy life.
Mr. Socrates, thank you for joining us. Let's begin with your most famous statement. What do you mean when you say, "The unexamined life is not worth living"?
A life without examination is a life lived in ignorance. It is to be like a person who dreams they are living, but is in fact a sleepwalker. To examine one's life is to question one's beliefs, to understand one's motivations, and to strive for a life of virtue. Without this constant self-reflection, a person is a slave to their own unthinking passions and the unexamined opinions of the crowd.
You were declared by the oracle at Delphi to be the wisest man in all of Athens. What was your understanding of this statement?
I spent my life searching for someone wiser than myself, and I found none. The oracle declared me wise, but I knew I was not. The only way I could understand the oracle's pronouncement was that I was wise only in this one respect, that I knew nothing. The so-called wise men of Athens, on the other hand, thought they knew a great deal, but in fact, they knew very little.
This brings us to your method of inquiry, the Socratic method. How does this process of questioning help a person to find the truth?
The Socratic method is like a midwife's art. I do not provide the answers myself. Instead, I ask questions to help a person bring forth the truth that is already within them, but that is hidden by their own unexamined assumptions. It is a process of eliminating the false until all that is left is the truth.
You were accused of corrupting the youth of Athens. What was your response to this charge?
I never taught anyone to think ill of their city. I taught them to think. I taught them to ask questions, to question authority, and to question the unexamined beliefs of their society. This is not corruption. It is the beginning of all wisdom, and it is the necessary condition for a healthy democracy. The fear of questioning is the fear of truth itself.
You often spoke of a concept of virtue and its connection to knowledge. Can you explain that connection?
Virtue is knowledge. If a person truly knows what is good, they will always do what is good. The reason a person acts unjustly is because they are ignorant of what is truly good for them. Therefore, the pursuit of wisdom is the same as the pursuit of virtue. To become a better person is to become a more knowledgeable person.
But what about those who seem to know what is good, but still do what is wrong?
They do not truly know. They may have an opinion about what is good, but they do not have a deep, certain knowledge of it. They are in a state of confusion, and they are, in that sense, ignorant. True knowledge is so compelling that it cannot be ignored. To know the good is to be compelled to do it.
You chose to accept the death penalty rather than flee into exile. Why did you choose this path?
To choose exile would have been to live a life in violation of the laws of my city, a city I had always loved and served. It would have been to choose a life of unexamined existence. The choice was not between life and death, but between a life of dishonor and a death of honor. I chose honor.
You often use the analogy of a gadfly to describe your role in Athens. What did you mean by that?
I am like a gadfly to a sluggish horse, and the city of Athens is the horse. I am here to sting it, to wake it up, and to keep it from falling asleep. I am here to disturb its complacency and to keep it on the path of self-examination. Without the gadfly, the horse would grow fat and lazy, and its potential would be wasted.
Mr. Socrates, looking at the modern world, a world of instant information, social media, and deeply held partisan beliefs, what would you say is the greatest challenge to a life of wisdom and virtue?
The greatest challenge is not a lack of information, but a lack of examination. People are so busy consuming information that they have no time to reflect upon it. They are so busy defending their own opinions that they have no time to question them. The illusion of knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance itself. The task today, as it was in my day, is to resist the temptation of certainty and to embrace the humility of not knowing. It is to ask more questions and to give fewer answers.
Socrates' legacy is one of intellectual and moral courage. He reminds us that the pursuit of truth is not a journey to a final destination, but a lifelong process of questioning and self-examination. His method, the Socratic dialogue, offers us a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of our world, for exposing our own ignorance, and for finding the path to a virtuous and happy life. His work challenges us to resist the comfort of certainty and to embrace the humility of the question. For in the end, it is not what we know, but the courage to admit what we do not, that makes us truly wise. We are honored to have shared this moment with Socrates. Thank you for watching, and remember that every great idea starts with a simple conversation.